जय हिंद बच्चों। आज हम पढ़ेंगे सेल साइकिल का ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन। इन प्रीवियस क्लास हमने ये देखा था कि ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ डिवीजन हाउ द सेल कंप्लीट्स इट्स जर्नी फॉर डिवीजन। कैसे सबसे पहले सेल की साइज इंक्रीज होती है, फिर जब ये डिसाइड हो जाता है कि सेल को फाइनली डिवाइड करना है, विच इज डिसाइडेड बाय इट्स न्यूक्लियोसाइटोप्लाज्मिक रेशियो, आफ्टर दैट डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन टेक्स प्लेस, which is called as S phase or synthesis phase, and then cell enters in the next phase, that is G2 phase, gap 2 phase, and when it successfully completes G2 phase, then cell finally divides its nucleus first, which is called as karyokinesis, and when the nucleus is properly divided into two poles, opposite poles inside a cell, then finally cytoplasmic content is divided and a cell is divided into two daughter cells. So this was the pathway which we studied in previous class. Today we will see all these events in a pictorial form, in a graphical form, in the form of pie chart, depending upon the time invested in each phase, in each division process. So let us represent all the phases of cell cycle in a pictorial form and graphical form. It can be represented with the help of a pie chart. So if we make a pie chart of the cell cycle events, it can be represented like this. Suppose this is a cyclic pathway of any cell. In case of human RBC, the cycle completes in 24 hours. The cyclic pathway of the cell cycle varies in different organisms and different cell types. So we will first take the example of human beings, in which RBC takes a complete 24 hours to divide into two daughter cells. So ये जो time period होता है, we see that the maximum time the cell invests in preparation for division, which is called as interphase. So जो ये मेजर टाइम होता है कोई भी सेल के डिवीजन का, let us divide it to two major parts of this graph. So it is a smaller part, actually division part, and the major portion time period required by cell is actually its preparatory phase or interphase. So the longer duration of time the cell takes is called its interphase. अगर हम पूरे सेल साइकिल को दो मेजर पार्ट में डिवाइड करना चाहें, then the one will be a longer time period and the longer phase or the largest time, which is called, in which cell is development takes place, its interphase, and the actual division takes place within a very short interval of time. This is called as division phase or M phase. So हम सेल साइकिल को ब्रॉडली टू पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, इंटरफेज एंड एम फेज। जैसे हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में डिस्कस किया था, द सेल स्टार्ट्स इट्स जर्नी व्हेन इट इज वेरी वेरी नेसेंट. तो दिस इज अ सेल which has been formed just after division. Then it requires some time to grow in size. और ये जो टाइम पीरियड होती है, किसी भी सेल की, for the growth it requires certain time period, and this time is called G1 phase, G1 phase or gap 1 phase. क्या होता है? After formation of a cell, the cell first of all develops itself, increase its size, and this after completion of the G1 phase, the cell size increases up to a considerable size considerably. It is the maximum size of the cell which has been increased. After completion of the cell cycle, the size of the cell increases, and all the changes which takes place in this time period is the characteristic feature of G1 phase. So what are the major changes which takes place in G1 phase? The first important change or the major events which takes in G1 phase is the metabolic activity of the cell increases, means cell is metabolically active. Metabolic activity is seen in the cell. When we say metabolic activity, means synthesis of different types of biomolecules like proteins, RNA, amino acids, etc. So proteins, RNAs, synthesized. In this G1 phase, the cell size increases, so cell growth takes place. Cell growth. जब सेल अपना साइज इंक्रीज कर रहा होता है, then a large number of organelles are also synthesized, and organelle duplication also takes place. So majority of cell organelles are duplicated also during this G1 phase or gap phase. So organelle duplication. So these are important characteristic features or changes which takes place during the course of G1 phase or gap 1 phase of the cell cycle. जैसे हमने previous class में discuss किया था, after the cell completes its time period in G1 phase and its nucleocytoplasmic ratio becomes minimum, that is 25% or 1/4, only then the cell enters or cell decides to replicate its DNA, so that the daughter cells which are developed after division should get same amount of chromosome as present in this daughter cell. So this is nucleus and this cytoplasm. Then after G1 phase, DNA replication takes place and cell invest considerable time, and this phase of cell cycle is called synthesis phase or S phase. So after G1 phase, the cell enters into new phase in which growth activities and metabolic activities are reduced, and actually other metabolic activities are reduced, and the total emphasis of cell is on to replicate its DNA. So it is S phase or synthesis phase. In synthesis phase, the DNA. So let us discuss major events which takes place in S phase. DNA replication we know that DNA is present in nucleus, so DNA replication takes place in nucleus. And we know that DNA replication is a very complex process in which a large number of enzymes are involved. So, for DNA, the enzymes for DNA replication are already synthesized in G1 phase in the form of proteins, because we know that majority of enzymes which are involved in a living system are proteins. So, in G1 phase, majority of enzymes which are to be required in S phase are already synthesized in G1 phase. In S phase, in addition to DNA replication, the cell shows also a very important event which occurs in its cytoplasm. There is a cell organelle called centriole. It starts to duplicate, means it also shows division. So, next characteristic feature of S phase is centriole duplication. So, another important characteristic is centriole duplication. But centriole is, and this event takes place in the cytoplasm. So DNA replication takes place in nucleus and centriole duplication takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. And this is the major event which takes place in S phase, because the length of DNA is very large in any organelle, and for proper and correct replication of DNA it requires considerable period of time, and that phase or the time taken is called S phase or synthesis phase. In some books it has been given that histone proteins which are associated with DNA are also synthesized during S phase or synthesis phase. So one more point, histone proteins are also synthesized. So these are important events of S phase. Now let us represent the chromosome structure, how it looks in G1 phase and how and its morphology changes after it is replicated. So when before synthesis phase or DNA replication, all the chromosomes present in any cell is in the form of single chromatid. Suppose this is a chromosome. So in prior to S phase, it will be in of single chromatid. After completing G1 phase, there is no change in DNA content and nucleus, so the chromosome structure remains the same of the single chromatid in after completion of G1 phase. But as the S phase is completed, an equal amount of DNA is also synthesized on the same chromosome. So here the chromatid shape and morphology changes and it becomes of two chromatids. Suppose this is the structure of chromosome after DNA replication. It is a single chromatid, and after DNA replication the same amount of DNA is also synthesized in the form of second chromatid. So after DNA replication the chromosomes becomes of two chromatid, twice as much DNA as compared to G1 phase or after M phase. And this is actually half of the DNA is replicated DNA and half of the DNA is parental DNA. So if we represents here amount of DNA, let us make it very clear that the cell division or the cell type we are discussing is a human being, and it is a diploid cell. We the human beings are diploid in nature. Diploid means in every cell of our body the chromosome are in pairs, means we have 23 pairs of chromosome, 23 from maternal and 23 from paternal origin. So the chromosomes present in any individual is in paired form. So if we represent the total set of chromosome in human beings, if we say the number of chromosome, it is generally represented as 2C, 2N, where N is the haploid set of chromosome, and in human beings our haploid set is 23 and total chromosome number is 46. So here the chromosome number is 2N. Here also if we represent chromosome number, it is again 2N. After replication there is no change in chromosome number, it is still 2N. The number is not going to change. But when we talk about amount of DNA, let us see what happens. Initially, if we represent total DNA content as 2C, then after completion of Z1 phase, it is also 2C. But just after DNA replication or DNA synthesis, its amount, the amount of chromosome has been doubled, and it can be represented as 4C. So it is a very important point if we have to study cell cycle or cell division, that prior to division its DNA content is doubled but the chromosome number remains the same. So this is the feature of S phase or synthesis phase. After completion of synthesis phase, its chromosome number remains the same, but amount of DNA on a particular chromosome becomes double. And what happens in division, इसलिए होता है कि आफ्टर डिवीजन जो डॉटर सेल्स बने उनमें ये जो क्रोमोसोम्स का इक्वल डिवीजन हो, and that should be equally divided into two daughter cells. So prior to every cell division, the process of DNA replication is necessary. Only then the daughter cell will get exact number of genes as compared to their parental cell, and this is the mechanism or theory under which the whole process of cell division revolves. यही वो mechanism है how we have to separate the replicated DNA into different chromosomes is the theme of the chapter. इस अगर हम सबसे important theme cell division का बताना चाहें, then it would be cell division is nothing but it is a mechanism to equally divide replicated chromosomes in two daughter cells. इसी replicated chromosomes को दो बराबर हिस्सों में divide करने के लिए there is another phase of cell cycle, that is M phase or division phase. So this is the completion of S phase. When the DNA is synthesized, the cell invests some more time prior to actual division, and this time period it is called as G2 phase or gap 2 phase. G2 phase. In G2 phase, it is also a phase in which the replicated DNA are synthesized. Right or wrong, it is observed in this phase. जो DNA replication जो इस phase में DNA synthesize हुए हैं वो exactly parent की तरह है कि नहीं, उनमें कुछ mutation तो नहीं है. All these things are closely absorbed in G1 phase. So let us G1 and G2 phase. In G2 phase, checking of DNA and also the actual division M phase requires lot of energy for the separation of chromosomes. So there is a requirement of energy. So there is in synthesis of ATP proteins, and proteins are also synthesized in this G2 phase because there is a requirement of spindle fiber formation which requires tubulin protein. So let us discuss some major events which takes place in G2 phase. That is, proofreading of DNA takes place. Proof, or it is correction of DNA. If there is any anomaly, correction of replicated DNA. It can be. Then synthesis of ATP. ATP synthesis, proteins synthesized. In G2 phase, some important organelles also get duplicated like mitochondria, Golgi body and chloroplast. In organelle का duplication G1 phase में complete नहीं हो पाता है, and all these organelles like mitochondria, Golgi body, and chloroplasts duplicate. So these are the major events which takes place in G2 phase or gap 2 phase, जहाँ पर, and this phase is also metabolically active. So on the whole, the interphase, we can say interphase is highly metabolically active or metabolically active stage of cell cycle where there is a considerable change in morphology of cell and amount of DNA is also doubled during the process of S phase or synthesis stage. When all things are properly synthesized, all DNA are correctly proofread and corrected, only then actual division or only then the cell enters into M phase or division phase. Why this gap 2 phase is necessary? Because if the chromosome is not properly synthesized, ATP is not properly formed, then the process of karyokinesis and cytokinesis will not be completed properly, and there will be a large number of anomalies and mutation in the daughter cell. So to avoid any anomaly or abnormality in cell, in the newly developed cell, all these phases are continuously or sequentially regulated and proceed in a highly coordinated manner. ये तीनों phases क्या होते हैं? It takes place in a highly coordinated way so that all the synthesis procedures, all the preparations for actual division of chromosomes or nucleus takes place properly in M phase. क्या होता है? M phase में तो केवल न्यूक्लियस का सेपरेशन हो जाता है, बट उसकी जो तैयारी होती है, उसकी जो प्रिपरेशन होती है, that all preparations takes place in interphase. After passing, when all things are properly synthesized, everything is okay, only then division phase or M phase of the cell starts. And we know that in division phase, first the chromosome is divided, which is called as karyokinesis, or the nucleus is divided, which is called as karyokinesis. Karyo means nucleus, and after the nucleus is properly divided into two opposite poles in a same cell, only then its cytoplasmic content divided, and finally two daughter cells are formed. So in M phase, the major time is taken for the division of nucleus, and this time period is called as karyokinesis. In short, we are representing it with K. And when the nucleus is properly divided into two parts, only then its cytoplasmic content is divided, which is known as साइटोकाइनेसिस. तो ये जो कैरियोकाइनेसिस की जो टाइम होती है, जो जर्नी होती है, इट इज ऑल्सो सब डिवाइडेड, इट इज ऑल्सो डिवाइडेड इनटू सब फेज, which is called as prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Which is first of all, first phase of karyokinesis is prophase, then metaphase, then anaphase, then telophase. After telophase, the cell is a single cell bears two nucleus, means these replicated chromosomes are separated on 2 points, or the 2 poles, which is the end of telophase. So it is karyokinesis, which is further divided into subphases. And after the nucleus or the karyokinesis is properly done, only then the cytoplasm is divided, and after the division of cytoplasm, two cells are formed, two daughter cells will be formed. Suppose this is so, this is the process of cell division. And after division, again their chromosome structure will be of the single chromatid. Replication में जो double chromatid form हो गया था after division, each chromosome will bear a single chromatid. All the chromosomes of the cell come in single chromatic form. So this is the mechanism of division. अगर आपने इस ग्राफ की मदद से सारे प्रोसेस को ठीक से समझ लिया, then you can easily answer any question of NEET examination. From this graph, any type of question can be answered up to mitosis. आगे हम सारे इवेंट्स को प्रोफेज, मेटाफेज, एनाफेज और टीलोफेज के कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स कवर करेंगे in the M phase or mitosis phase. So this class or this representation is very very important, and it is the gist of this chapter. जो सेल साइकिल का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो पूरे इस डायग्रामेटिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन में दिया जा चुका है, and it is very very important and very very informative also, and also there is no confusion in this graphical representation. One thing we have to also, one more thing let us discuss, that this is the cyclic process. After the cell is divided, then again the cell may enter into this cyclic process, so this is called as cell cycle. But we know that not every cell undergo continuous division. There are certain cells which after division, after proper development, they do not show division. And we know that after completion of G1 phase only, it is decided whether a cell is going to divide or not. So there are certain cells after completing their G1 phase or fully development, they do not undergo this cyclic process, and they come out of the cell cycle, and they become mature or differentiate into differentiate for performing a particular function, and they are multiplically active, they are functionally active, but for division, from division of point of view, they are inactive, so they do not divide. So a special term is given that these cells have acquired a quiescent stage or G0 stage. So there are certain cells in animals also, like nerve cells, which do not divide throughout the life, and also the mature body cells, muscle cells, which are doing a particular function, they rarely divide, or it may divide when a special condition arises in our body. In plants also there are permanent tissues, xylem, phloem. These tissues do not divide, but it is not that they are not active, metabolically active, functionally active, but certain cells do not show division after their maturity, and we can say that these cells come out of the cell cycle or do not follow the cell cycle, and they remain in quiescent state in terms of division, and it is called Z0 phase or G0 phase. So G0 phase is actually exit from this cell cycle, and we can represent it as here G0 phase. In short, it is also called as quiescent stage. Quiescent stage, where no actual division takes place in cell, but metabolically and functionally the cell is active. So it is actually exit from cell cycle. ये एग्जिट तभी होगा if the cell is properly divided, means it has completed its G1 phase. And this year in NEET examination this question was asked that what is the duration of, or what is the timing of G0 phase, after which phase G1 phase comes. So the answer will be after G1 phase the cell may enter into Z0 phase, or it can enter into division phase or cyclic cell cycle. So this is very important concept. So these are the basic idea and fundamental idea about cell cycle in graphical representation. One more thing is related to this topic, that ये जो सारे events हो रहे हैं, these events are very much regulated by the cell genome. जो भी न्यूक्लियस है इन सारे इवेंट्स को बहुत बारीकी से रेगुलेट करता है. All the events are very much regulated with the help of certain enzymes and proteins. So in the next class we will discuss how the different events of cells are regulated, which is important, but is not very important for the NEET point of view, but for your better understanding you should learn these concepts also, that how the different activities of how the different phases, actually the different phases of cell cycle regulated, what changes takes place between G1 phase and S phase, how cell enters from S phase to G2 phase to division phase or M phase. So the regulation of the cell cycle can be discussed as a regulation of cell cycle. We will discuss it later. Thank you.